This is how you start with your Nonstop automation build out process. This is the first thing that you do after you set up your onboarding appointment. And I'm gonna walk you through step by step how you would basically build your profile. So this is what you see when you're setting up your business profile. You're gonna fill out your business name. If you have a portfolio link, like something to showcase your work, sometimes we wanna link to that in messaging. It's good to show people your work, get them back to your website, all that stuff. You can search for wherever you are and that will populate it so that it's perfect. And then you're gonna put in your legal name, your entity with your EIN. And this is for your A2P verification. This is so that we can get a phone number all set up for you. For your reviews, you're gonna put in your business here. You'll search for whatever your company is, and that will bring up your Google review link. And then you can add a little review snippet here if you want. Or you can click here, we don't want to review and understand, blah, blah, blah. In order for us to complete the API integration and to do our QA testing internally, we need access to your actual CRM. This will already be created, and you'll just copy that. You'll add this to your CRM. You'll give us the access we need, and then you'll move on. So then you have your contacts. We want to know our primary contact. We want to know also who to send notifications to. So this might be your office. You can put in your office manager. It might be your brother. It might be your sales manager. You put in their phone, all that. Whoever you want the actual notifications about sales, leads, and all that stuff to go to. Then you have additional contacts. So if you have somebody that is dealing with your website, builds your website and runs your website, hosts your website, we'll need to know who that is so that we can be in touch with them so that we can set that up. And then you are going to let us know who your marketing agencies are that you work with so that we can help make sure that all of their leads go into the system. And now you can manage your system logins. You can add who you want to be the primary login into your system right here. You can set them as primary, and then you can add another one, or you can invite more people from right here. So I'll just X out of that for right now, save the changes, and then we'll move on to the team members. So for the team members, you're gonna just add whoever is your team member, and you can make them either an admin or a user, all of that fun stuff. Now, when you go to job types, generally we have an API key. We would put that in and it would pull all of your job types here. But given that this is just an example, we just would add roofing, water heater, whatever it might be, plumbing repair, and then you'll just save that. If you don't want an AI to actually schedule every specific job that you do, you can just toggle on callback here, and the AI will know that if it's for a, let's say, new roof, that it's going to schedule callback so that you guys can maybe talk it through a little bit more before you go out and do that estimate. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but that's there if you want it. For your service areas, we need to figure out where you are. So you'll have area 1, area 2. Area 1, let's say it's Cheyenne, Colorado, and Lincoln. Save changes there, and you'll see that this is 9 zip codes. And then let's see, the other one is in Nebraska. This would never happen unless you have 2 locations. You can see here, area 2 has these 20 zip codes, and that is it. Then we go to the calendars. We set the calendars. So you set how long you want the duration to be, what the interval for when appointments can be scheduled, or inspections can be scheduled, or jobs can be scheduled, and then the minimum amount of notice that you'll need before an appointment has been set. And now you want to basically create all of the booking settings for your calendars. These are the job types and the location areas that we set up. So let's say for a new roof, this is going to be any of the team members that we set up, they would pop up here, but there would generally be all of the people here, right? And you can select each one as high, medium, or low priority. And you can then set, let's say you don't want Bob to run area 2, you just leave him off here. There would be other people that would do it there. Let's say you also want Bob to do the water heaters, blah, blah, blah. And you basically set it up this way. The AI knows who to book for which area and which service, and so that it doesn't mess that up. We'll just do enable for all calendars, assign all team members to all calendars, just to make this easy for the demo. Then you have your lead sources right here. So let's say you've got Angie, LSA, HomeBuddy, Thumbtack, Instagram, Facebook. You would just put in your Angie ID, your LSA ID, username and password, so that we can basically set all of that stuff up. And then if you have any forms on your website, you would just basically put in the website URL here so that we can create a webhook that will bring all of those people into the system. And then if you have a live chat, we will add the code here and notify you when it's ready, and then you can plug it into your website. Moving on, you have now your AI configuration. So the first thing that it asks you is, do you provide 24/7 emergency service? If the answer is yes, you would toggle it on, but we can't right now because this is not hooked up to an actual account. And then we want to make sure that if you do commercial service? We want to make sure that that's on. If you don't and you only do residential, you'll leave that off. And then do you want any additional questions to your bot flow? Yeah. So this is where you'll add your global questions to make sure that your AI is asking and qualifying all of the specific questions that you want. You just want to basically keep these questions to a minimum because it does better when it's just like on its own running loose, but you want to make sure that it's asking the right questions, right? So let's say like these are the 3 global questions that you have. Let's say for new roof, we also want to say like age of the roof. So now you have the global questions and then you have service specific questions. And then you can give your bot a fun name like Greg. That's me. And you can give me a female voice. That would be not funny at all. Then you got the bot transfer number. So if somebody is like, I want to talk to the office, transfer me to the office, you can say cool, and you just put your number here, and that will transfer calls to your office. And now you want to basically have your opening for your inbound AI and for your outbound AI. So you would basically write that. You could use suggested. You have all these kind of values that you can play around with. And yeah, you can set that up. And then the automation setup, this is your trigger mapping. So you'd want to say, all right, what are we going to map estimate scheduled? We want that to map to scheduled. You're essentially saying like, for us, what means canceled? So anytime in House Call Pro, you mark it as job canceled, it would trigger the cancellation workflow. You get the point. It's just mapping whatever you do in your CRM to the type of automations that are going to trigger. When you're doing the actual automations for each of these things, like you have your new lead automation, here's a brief video that kind of walks you through how it all works. And then you'll want to basically write your copy. We have sample copy and template copy that you can use. It's all good stuff. But if you want to create your own copy, that is always advised. I always want to like make sure that the copy is like perfect for me. And if you ever want to update your copy, you just go in here and you update it and you save the changes. And you do this for your follow-up funnel, your new lead funnel, callback, request, scheduled, your cancellation funnel, estimate sent, job 1 in progress, review and referral, your lead nurture. So like, what are you going to say in January, February, March, April, all this stuff, customer nurture, and then do not disturb. So this will show you how to basically do not contact certain people. If you have a specific place in your CRM that you put people that you don't want to contact, we would just map that here so that we don't send them any messages. And then if you have any miscellaneous notifications, this is where you would set up that. You go back, this is your system recap, essentially all of the stuff that you put in, and you can kind of review it, make sure it looks good. There's some really fun blue whale facts here. Historically, humans hunted blue whales extensively for oil and other products, especially in the 19th to 20th centuries. There's a new blue whale fact on every page. I think it's super fun. Then you would submit everything, and then you would get a notification that basically said, cool, you built out your custom profile. We'll let you know the second it's ready for testing. And then you would come back in here and you could test it and play with the automations, and you'll have some edits perhaps. You make those edits, you can test it again, submit it again, or you can click ready to launch, click here, you can book a call with your account manager. That's how we basically take an incredibly complex system and break it down step by step so that you can get really granular and make sure that your system is built super specifically just for you. I don't think anybody else does this. I'm super pumped about it. Let us know if you have any questions. That's it. I'll see you soon. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.